Hello, everyone. Welcome to my live stream. Why are humans like this? We don't know. We're trying to figure it out, right? Ignore my neighbor's dog. They're always barking, always barking. Um, so today is 5:52 p.m. Friday, October 11th, 2024. I'm in the USA, in the Midwest, Ohio to be exact. The weather is like 70 degrees or something like that. So it's really decent. It's really decent for fall. It's really decent for fall. I'm not mad at it. You see, I'm outside. We outside. We outside. Today's topic is what's the best is I can't even talk. What's the best advice you didn't take? It's probably a lot of advice that I didn't take that I just can't remember, or a lot of advice that you guys were given that you didn't take. So ponder on that. What's the best advice that you didn't take? Like it's like that it's like that song from Alanis Morissette, Ironic. She goes, "It's like good advice that you just didn't take, but who would have thought it figures." Anyways, there's one advice in particular that I remember that I did not take. Um, Back in I think 2014. Yeah. Back in 2014, I was dealing with one of my baby daddies, my second baby daddy, my second child's father. I hate to even bring that up because in case he ever sees this video, I ain't trying to make it about him. But I was with, um, at the time, he wasn't the father of my child. At the time, I didn't know that I would have a child by him. But anyway, our relationship was rocky, and I don't know if we had just broken up or we were about to break up. It was not in good terms. And I remember, yeah, we had recently, I think, broke up. And I remember he had went on vacation. I think he went on a trip, and I really didn't know where he went. I think I knew he what state he went to, but I didn't know. I don't know. I just feel like I didn't really know exactly where he went. And so I was texting him, calling him, he wouldn't answer me. And to a normal person, that would be like an indicator. Hey, like you're texting and calling him. Because I just started this live, it's only 3 minutes in. Hi says, why is this chat dead? It's dead because I just started. It's 3 minutes in. Plus, I don't have a lot of subscribers and I don't have a lot of engagement. It's not easy. I've noticed that even if you have a lot of subscribers, if you're not talking about drama or something crazy, you're not going to have a lot of engagement. If you don't have like a lot of loyal or, people who come all the time, it's just okay. Hi says, oh, hi, I just joined. I have no idea what's going on. It's okay, hi. I just started this live stream and I'm talking about one of the best advice that I did not take. So I was dealing with my child's father at the time back in 2014. And I think we had just recently broke up and I just was not coming to terms with it, and he basically was going on a trip and I was texting and calling him and he wouldn't answer. And so I text his brother's girlfriend at the time. And I was like, hey, have you seen him? I haven't heard from him. And she basically, in her nicest way possible, at the time I was too hurt to even care what she was trying to say. But she was like, hey, I don't know if you realize, but like where she was just basically like, I don't know what he does with these different women or his whereabouts. But basically she tried to tell me in her own way, like, girl, like he is dealing with other women, he's busy doing him, he's living his best life without you. It's best that you move on. But I forgot how she said it. She was basically like, I don't know if she basically like, I'm not in a position to tell you where he's at, or basically I'm trying to tell you like he's not worried about you, he's off with other women. And I was just like, well, no, And she's basically saying like, you need to move on, like leave him alone, girl. Like he's not good for you. He's not for nobody. He's for these streets. And I was in denial because I really did love this man. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to hold on to it. And I was like, no, you just don't understand. You just don't understand it. And, you know, she was already in her situation, in a better situation than me, um, with his brother. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking she's like trying not to make me have a good situation like she has, but she has a completely different man. So she wasn't on no hater stuff. She was trying to let me know, you know what I'm saying? But at the time, I was in a hurt place. I was in a like in denial, and coming from a place where I, having a lot of childhood trauma and dysfunctional family, I thrived on dysfunction because that's all I knew. So when someone is telling me no, it's almost like they're telling me yes. So even though he was rejecting me, letting me know he didn't want to be with me, and she's telling me, hey, he doesn't want you, I still couldn't see it because I wasn't ready to move on. So she tried to tell me, like, girl, you need to leave this dude alone. And she was right. She was right. Um, it didn't go well after that. You know, it didn't go well. And that was really good advice to leave him alone. It was I really wish I would have listened to that, but when you're not ready for good advice, you're not going to take it. You could really get the best advice in the world, you know what I'm saying? But if you're mentally not in a place of change, of growth, a place of healing, it's almost like somebody's talking to a wall. And that's basically what it was. She was basically talking to a wall. I was not ready. You know, it's crazy when you actually love someone, they don't love you. They could do almost anything. You'll still like want to be with them, even if you know they're treating you wrong. It's like you hope that they will change, you hope they do better. But my upbringing really set the tone for my future relationships. You know what I'm saying? I had nothing but dysfunction, and I was surrounded by people who, even though it was abuse going on and all type of stuff, we was still there. So I was taught to stick around even though somebody's treating you bad. I learned that from my upbringing. So of course I couldn't let him go. Of course. And even when I tried to like stand firm and like let him go, I ended up like unblocking his number, and we became off and on again, situationship, whatever, whatever. Um, Long story short, my son is here, and I love my son very much. So even though I did not take her advice to leave him alone, I should have. I really love my son, and I can't imagine life without him. So unfortunately, sometimes things do happen for a reason. If I didn't deal with him, I wouldn't have my son. I'm not saying that I should have had my son in a situation where it wasn't a happy home. Like, I'm not saying that is a good environment to be in, but because I love my child so much, I can't go back and say, hey, I should not have. But at the time, if I was healed, if I was in a place to take advice, good advice, I would have taken it, you know? So that was like probably the best advice that I didn't take. And I can't go back. But when I think about it, it's like, dang, I was really stuck on stupid. Hi says, yeah, I get you because I just had a similar situation happen to me. Hey, Hi, you want to tell me what happened if you feel comfortable? But yeah, like in hindsight, it was really good advice. And it took me a while to really understand it because I was still angry and still hurt for a while. And I get it. It's crazy because sometimes we give advice and we kind of get offended that the person is not taking your advice. But you can expect people to take your good advice, no matter how good it seems, if they're not mentally ready. And you have to respect that everybody is not in a place of like they're not receptive to good things because they're not ready. They need to heal. They need to like really go through it and hit rock bottom. You know what I'm saying? For them to understand. And I had to go through some dark times. You know what I'm saying? I have been through it with that particular man. And that's, that was years ago. Things have changed. He's moved on. I'm in a different place. What I'm saying is I was stuck on stupid. So I couldn't take good advice. Stuck on stupid. What have you, doing the dumbest thing, looking stupid out here. You know? And then when I look back at it, I'm like, girl, you was really, but I can help it. You can't really be hard on yourself for doing the things you did when you were in survival mode. You weren't healed. You needed help. And you were just trying to hold on to what you knew, comfort, familiar, something that was familiar to you. Hi says, well, no, I can't really say, but let's just say someone told me to break up with, at the time, girlfriend because she was hella toxic, but I refused because I loved her. They were correct. I got abused um, by her in BSF. SM, I think that means, I don't know what SM means, and I apologize if I don't know what BSF means. I don't have my other phone to look it up. BSF, I apologize. Hi, I don't know what that means. Christina says, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Yes, Christina, for real, girl. If you're not ready, you're not going to drink that water. The horse is not going to drink the water if it's not ready to drink. And we all got to remember that when you give advice, you can't get mad that the person's not going to take the advice. If they're mentally not ready for it, it's pointless. It's You can feel like you're a good person by saying I tried and gave the advice, but you can't be like, oh, they're so dumb and so stupid, and like some people are just not there, you know. And I was not there. A lot of people aren't there. Hi says SM means so much. BSF means best friend. Okay, thank you. I'm just like, I guess I'm not hip. I'm a 41-year-old mom, and I'm not hip to certain things. Avery Elzinga says, just like Diddy. What do you mean? Like he was giving it good advice and he didn't, or he was just abusive? Avery, please explain what you mean, just like Diddy. Yeah, Diddy was abusive, is abusive man, and people try to probably warn them about Diddy and they didn't listen. And I don't know. I feel like people saw the signs about Diddy for years, but I don't know why they're finally trying to get him, because I think people have probably reported for years that he was abusive and stuff like that. But when you have money and power, you know, especially if you see a black man not getting away, if you see a black man getting away with crimes, baby, you know he got money and power, and he probably has blackmail on people. You know, they said Diddy had a lot of videos of inappropriate stuff, so you can only imagine the kind of blackmail he had over people. So even if you wanted to tell, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna show this and I'm gonna tell. Da, 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 da. So that's a whole nother topic right there. But yeah, like Christina says, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink. Christina says, LOL, I am not very hip for my age either. Yeah, and I have a teenager, and I need to make her help me get more hip. I cannot keep up. And it's okay. Like, we got to be ourselves at the same time. But yeah, some people are just not ready. Because I have given people good advice, in my opinion, but it's up to them to take it. Even when we have children, like I try to talk to my children about certain things. You could say, hey, that stove is hot. Don't touch that stove. Don't touch that stove. And they're going to touch the stove, get burned, and be like, oh, it hurts. Well, I told you not to touch the stove. You know what I'm saying? But with children especially, they have to learn the hard way. They have to get burned, literally, to really understand, like, oh, you know what? Now I get it. I see what mom was talking about. Some people really have to learn the hard way. And it's unfortunate, but that's how we end up learning in life, by the hard way. Sometimes that's the only way you will learn, because being gentle and soft and trying to, like, you know, have you read between the lines sometimes doesn't work for people. Some people are really stubborn and hard-headed, and they're just in a place of, like I said, survival, and they're just trying to hold on to whatever makes them feel, I don't know, like home. Christina says, yes, girl, absolutely. For real, Christina. And everything happens for a reason. Like, life is one big lesson. So I used to really beat myself up, like really be mad at myself, like, you're so dumb, like, oh, look at all these things you did wrong, blah, 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 blah. Like, it made sense that I made those bad decisions. I didn't have a proper upbringing. I literally, like I always say, like, I raised myself. So it's not like I had this like guardian angel, this like person that I could look to and gave me advice and like, hey, do this, don't do that. I had to navigate life on my own a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I had to learn the hard way a lot. When you grow up watching people make bad decisions, even though you know the decision is bad, you end up doing what they did because that's all you knew. You know what I'm saying? And you have to learn your own, like, why that decision is bad. Like, it's not okay to be in a relationship with a man who doesn't show you affection, who doesn't show you love, who's always criticizing you, who doesn't help you, who's using you. You got to learn the hard way on your own. So even though you may have seen Susie get hurt by her man and all that other stuff, you would think that would deter you from being with a man that treated Susie like that. But then you end up sometimes being with a man just like Susie because you thought that, oh, maybe you could be different. Maybe he will change for you. You know what I'm saying? But you got to look at patterns with people. If a man or anybody you're dating has treated their exes horribly, or is this a bad history with them, you're not going to be any different unless they went to therapy and like really can admit that they were wrong and like really learn from their mistakes. Don't expect that it's going to be different with you. If they treated everybody poorly that they've dealt with, they're going to do it to you too. You're not an exception to the rule. And a lot of women, I feel like, because we come from a place of trauma, we feel like we're healers. Oh, I can change him. He will be different. Oh, maybe he'll get better. Oh, he really loves me. He's just rough around the edges. No. If a man is treating you badly, that's not love, baby girl. Okay? That's somebody that needs some help, and you need to get away from him. Christina says sometimes therapy is just a cover. I agree. There are people who will be like, oh yeah, I'll go to therapy. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'll go. But they're not listening to the therapist. They're not being honest with the therapist. They're not doing the exercises. They're not doing the work. So yeah, you're not going to change. Therapy can only change people who want to change. Christina says some men learn how to cry so they can manipulate you, thinking that they're sorry. Yes, Christina, there are men who be like, I'll kill myself. If you leave me, I'm going to kill myself. Very manipulating. Because I don't want no man to kill themselves for me. I want you to live for me, baby. Don't kill yourself for me. Live for me. That's some toxic stuff right there. So many men and people in general need help. Don't be fooled by the tears, like Christina said. Action. The way someone behaves that's how you know what kind of person they are. True action. Like, tears are not doing nothing. Show me change behavior. How are you different? And sometimes they'll be good for a day or a week, and then they're back to being who they are. Like, change. But honestly, once somebody puts their hand on you, once they're verbally abusive, mentally abusive, you need to leave. There's no going back from that. They need to heal on their own. I think we just caught up in trying to heal people. And I was like that. I feel so deeply. I'm an empath. You know, with my ex, I wanted to heal him. I wanted us to heal together, but it's like he wasn't having it. He would tell me straight up, stop trying to diagnose me, or stop trying to, what would he say? Yeah, stop trying to diagnose me or whatever. Like, I really just had like a bleeding heart, and I really was trying to help him and help me and us grow together. But that person has to want to change. They got to want to be with you enough to be different. You just can't make people change. In so many ways, people tell you that you need to leave them alone. But due to our upbringing, you know, some of us were raised by abusive, unaffectionate parents, and we find partners just like our parents. You know, we're used to loving people who are hard to love. So we end up just keep on going with that pattern, but it's not normal, it's not healthy, and it's unfortunate that we learn that kind of behavior, and you have to really unlearn it. And like, even when we were growing up, we have been told that, oh, if a boy is mean to you, that means he likes you. No, if a boy is mean to you, he's a jerk, and you need to leave him alone. Christina says, God says, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Yes, Christina. You're right. You have to watch what people do. Watch what they do. It shows you how they really feel about you. People show you how they feel about you. You know, don't make up stories in your head like, oh, he, you know, even though he pushed me down, or even though he called me a B, even though he called me a bad word, he really means well. He's just having a bad day. We make too much excuses for people. No, he's a jerk, and he doesn't care about you. He doesn't love you. Love doesn't hurt you. Love doesn't make you feel like trash. Love makes you feel good. Love is uplifting. So if it doesn't feel good, it's not right. So the person is telling you, they're giving you advice without really telling you, leave me alone. When they're treating you bad, they're telling you to leave you alone. And to be honest with you, my ex even told me, like, hey, like, if I'm not the kind of guy you're looking for, maybe you need to be with this kind of guy. And my dumb self was like, no, we can be together, we can work. I mean, this dude was telling me, like, leave me alone, like, we don't, but he would still come around and be with me. So it's like, it was mixed signals, like, oh, you should just move on, but then still come around. Like, I honestly wish he would just, like, yo, like, you can do better than me, and also not come around. But it's tough when someone, you have a rough childhood and you're dealing with somebody who's giving you mixed signals. Like, they're telling you to leave them alone, but they're also coming around. It pulls at you. Like, it goes back to childhood. Your parents will be mean to you, they hurt you, but then they might buy you a lollipop, or they might take you to the park, or they might buy you a new pair of shoes, and to try to make up for it. But most of the time, they're not treating you nicely. So we get, like, excited for the little rewards we get sometimes, but it's not worth it, because you have to deal with a lot to even get the little rewards out of it. Christina says, sounds like you have been through the ringer, and it's great how you have overcame so much. Yes, you are correct. Thank you, girl, Christina. I have been through so much. Like, and a lot of us have been through a lot. And I'm just glad that I am not angry and bitter about it anymore. Like, a lot of stuff that I've been through was horrible, but it has been lessons, you know what I'm saying? And I know how to read people now, and I value myself. I have self-worth. I didn't before. Like, sometimes I look back at myself like, girl, you were really down bad. Like, you were really in a bad place. And I'm not mad at myself. I didn't know any better. So you can't be angry with yourself for things that you've done while you were trying to survive. Like I always say, we're all trying to survive something, and we really shouldn't look down on people like, oh, she's so dumb and I'm doing so much better than her, because you never know where life can take you, where you're in a situation where you're just like the person you're looking down on. We all have to learn the hard way sometimes. We all make mistakes, but you just got to keep trying to make better decisions, learn from your mistakes. And sometimes we got to learn the hard way. And so if you're not ready mentally for good advice, someone trying to really help you out, then it's pointless. So I'm happy for where I'm at in life. Like, yes, things could be, different, but as far as like me loving myself, self-worth, knowing my value, and not settling, you got to love yourself, number one. Because if you love yourself, you won't accept just anything. Clearly, from my past, you could tell I didn't love myself. I didn't know anything about self-value because it's stuff that I tolerated. When you tolerate bad behavior, it's showing the world that you don't care about yourself. And so you're still going to keep getting the abuse. You're still going to get mistreated because you're not displaying yourself as a person who deserves better. If you're going to be a rug, people are just going to walk all over you because you're being a doormat. You're being a rug. Christina says, sometimes we have to travel this path so that we can find what was better for us at the end of it. Those are my neighbor's dogs. Do you guys have pets? Random. But yeah, you guys come into the chat, like the live, let me know. Is there any good advice that you didn't take? What was one of the best advice that you did not take? It doesn't have to be necessarily about relationships. It could also be about business. Because even with money and business, sometimes you are just mentally not there to take that good advice. And to a person giving you good advice and you're not taking it, they're probably looking at you like, oh, you're so stupid. Oh my gosh, she's not taking this good advice. But people have to be ready. Mentally have to be ready to accept the advice, to take the action, to do what you're asking them or you're telling them to do. It's just that simple. You can give it, but you can't, like Christina said, let's go back to that. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. But the information is there. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of people who was like, hey, you should play this lottery number. And then you're like, no, I'm not going to play it. And then the next day you see somebody hit it big. You're like, dang, I should have listened to so-and-so when they told me to hit that lottery. I mean, to play those numbers. It's life, man. You just have to learn from your mistakes and keep going. And don't be hard on yourself. Just trying to be a better person than you were yesterday. And, you know, life is funny. Like sometimes the advice that you didn't take leads you into a different place that you would never normally be in to help you heal. Sometimes we do go through things to like force us to listen, like, hey, I've been trying to give you this message for a long time now. Do you see it now? So yeah, some hard things we go through is trying to help us. There's a saying that says that life is going to keep putting you through things until you finally learn. So if you're wondering why you keep going through this, you keep going through that, it's because there's a lesson in that and you just haven't like learned it yet. And that's how I got to see it. So when life is trying to talk to you and tell you something, try your best to listen. But how's everyone doing? Like the live. Today is Friday. TGIF. I'm so glad it's the weekend. It's 6:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What time is it over there where you are? Where everyone is at? What's the time? What's the weather? It's pretty decent over here. It's like 70 degrees, I think. It's at least 70 degrees. It's not in the 60s at all. 70, 72 degrees, something like that. Let me put this over here a little bit so you guys can see this part. This is so pretty, this little part. I try to like not have it in the view where like people are walking by to like respect people's boundaries. Okay, Christina says you in GA. Oh no, I'm not in Georgia. I am in Ohio. Are you in Georgia? Oh, you said I'm. Okay, yeah, that's how I figured you were saying that. Georgia is a beautiful state. I've been there once, but I didn't spend a lot of time. I was in Atlanta area, I believe. And I went to the Martin Luther King Museum, I think, and I also went to some restaurant. So it was a short trip years ago, like at least probably 10 years ago. But I do want to go back to Georgia and like see Savannah, go back to Atlanta and just spend like days. Not like a day. I think I only had like I spent a day when I was there that time. So I would love to go and spend like a few days. It was 619. Yeah, 619 over here too. Beautiful place. Every time I hear people say, I'm gonna move to Georgia, I'm hearing people from Georgia saying, don't come here, we're full. Is it really that busy down there? Is it really that busy and full? But I heard that Georgia traffic is horrible. I didn't drive there. I think I took the bus when I was down there, so I didn't drive. Christina says, I used to live there myself. Mom lives near Savannah. Okay, cool. Yeah, Georgia, I've seen pictures and movies. It is a beautiful state. And I want to, like I said, just go back and really take my time and not be like on a rush trip. Christina says, a lot of people really like it because of it being so peaceful and beautiful. It's starting to get packed. Yeah. And is it still like, how's the cost of living right now? I mean, a lot of people like to live in Georgia and down south in general because the housing is supposed to be so much cheaper, but I guess it depends on where. But it's just crazy everywhere, it seems like it. Georgia peach. What's the weather right now in Georgia? What's the temperature? Are you guys in the 80s or anything? I know you guys don't really get snow, right? You just get cold a little bit, but not like any snow. I know there's some states who, because they don't get any snow, like it's so rare when they do get it, like the whole state gets shut down and people start to panic, like in Virginia. Christina says it's kind of cheap in the southern part of Georgia. It gets more expensive the higher you go places to rent. Out of here, it could be $1,200 or more. Okay. Christina says, we get snow in the upper part of Georgia. It's cooler this evening here. Oh, I didn't know that Georgia gets snow. See, that is news to me. In my mind, Georgia didn't get snow. And I don't know why I didn't think that. Okay, upper part of Georgia. I'm trying to think, I know Arizona. There's no way Arizona gets any snow. But wow, okay. Arizona, probably Texas never gets snow. Then they get cold though. I think Texas does get snow sometimes. Don't mind me. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about the weather in the states because I don't know a lot about it, about some of these states. I didn't do well with geography in school. But I hope everyone is doing good on this Friday evening. You guys have weekend plans? I don't really have. I do have plans. I have plans for tomorrow. I'm going to see a movie with two ladies, and we're gonna eat. We're gonna eat. I think it's like what is it? What kind of food is it again? Vietnamese. We're gonna go see a movie. The movie is called See No Evil. I think it's called See No Evil. Have you guys heard about the movie See No Evil? It looks good. The preview looks good. Christina says you should be like a talk show host. You have a peaceful, therapeutic voice. Christina, that is the best compliment. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I feel like I want to like pin your comment. Thank you, Christina. I really appreciate it. I have been told my voice is decent. And I just love to talk, Christina, because you know, I'm a abuse survivor, childhood abuse survivor, and I was taught to be quiet, don't tell about the abuse, don't say anything, hush, hush, shh, you know, and so now I have my voice. I don't want to stop talking, but I've always been a talker. But I've been told before, oh, you talk too much. You're too sensitive. Oh, shut up. And now that I'm grown, nobody's going to tell me to shut up. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to speak my piece. And you just either listen or leave me alone. But I love to talk. I've always been a talker. I like to talk deep. I don't even really like small talk like that. I just always want to talk deeply. Because life has so much like depth to it. And I feel like sometimes we're just too surface level. But you can't get deep with everybody. Everybody's not in a place to get deep with you about topics. But I've always been attracted to people who like to talk about things. Not just, oh, what's the sport game going on? And like, what you know what I'm saying? What makes you happy? What makes you unhappy? Like, what do you think about this? Christina says it sounds like more people that are abusive trying to tell you not to express yourself. It is perfectly fine to express yourself. We need that in our lives. No, I agree. I grew up in a very toxic environment, and I know a lot of people can relate. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of survivors on my channel. You know, you've been silenced for so long, and when you finally get a chance to speak up, you should keep talking. You know, that's why we have so many books out there. People are telling their stories, sharing their stories, you know, a lot of podcasts. I love that for people. If talking and writing is helping you to heal, keep on talking. You know, you're not hurt as long as you're telling your truth, your experiences. Don't worry about everybody else. Some people don't like you because you're doing what they're afraid to do. You know what I'm saying? Be yourself, be authentic, speak your truth, be honest. People want to dim your light. Anybody that cares about you is not going to tell you to be quiet. And people who love you want you to share your experiences. They want to hear about you. They want to know your opinion. They want to know what you think. They value your opinion. They care if they hurt you. You know what I'm saying? People who care about you don't tell you to shut up at all. And I try to give my children voices because I didn't have a voice as a child. So I always tell them if mom is doing anything that you don't like, if I'm saying something if you don't like, tell me, Mom, I don't like that. Because I'm going to get it wrong sometimes. I'm human. Give your children a voice. Let your child know that it's okay to speak up. It's okay to disagree with you. We're not raising robots and soldiers. We're raising children. And you were once a child. A lot of people just act like they forgot what it's like to be a child. Treat your children the way you wanted to be treated as a child. And that's what I try my best to do. You know, and if I'm not doing it, I always apologize, or I try to make it right. And I try to make it like an open door policy. Hey, you know, talk to me. Let me know. You got to give your children a safe space to express themselves. It smells like somebody's barbecuing outside, or they're cooking and the window's open. That's what it smells like. I can't really tell what they're making though. cannot tell. But yeah, tomorrow, like I was saying, I got distracted. I'm gonna see a movie and we're gonna go eat, and then that's pretty much it. And then laundry needs to get done, cleaning needs to get done, organizing needs to get done, and I want to feel accomplished this weekend. I hate when I feel like it's nice to relax. Trust me, like we need to unwind and relax. But sometimes I feel like I relax too much and I don't get done. I don't get things done that I want to do on my to-do list, and I kind of like, disappointed in myself. So I'm gonna try to get a few things done off my to-do list, and if it all doesn't get done, it's okay. But I want to get something done. We can't be all play and no work. Especially when it comes to us and like things that we need to do for ourselves. We already work for somebody trying to get paid. For those of us who are not like self-employed, for those of us who work for someone, we already work for someone doing what they want us to do all the time. So try to take time to make sure you're doing stuff for yourself. Christina says, I subscribed. I will be back though. I got to go make dinner. Keep up doing the wonderful work. Your channel should pick up. Absolutely amazing. Keep on keeping on. Thank you so much, Christina. I really, really appreciate it. You are the real MVP for the day, for Friday. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. It really does. And I hope dinner turns out well. I'm not sure what we're gonna make. I think I know my son's gonna want pizza. Friday is one of those days that I don't really want to cook. I'm not even plan on cooking, so it's one of those like, what do you want to do type of days. It's not like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't like to cook. I'm gonna keep it real. I do cook, but if I ever get rich, one of the first things I would like hire is a chef. A chef, a housekeeper, and like, let me see, like a personal assistant. I don't like doing, I like to just, yeah. I'd rather eat than cook, but I do cook. It's just that, how some people like love to cook, like, oh my gosh, I was in the kitchen with my grandma and I've been cooking since I was 3 years old. Like, it wasn't that for me. Cooking is beautiful though. It's a beautiful thing. You gotta cook, you gotta eat, you gotta nourish your body. Christina says, I think she said, thank you. Good night, dear. Thank you so much, Christina. Good night. Welcome to my live stream. The topic of today is, what's the best advice that you didn't take? And I talked about advice I was given in the past, but I was in a place I was not ready to take the advice. Someone gave me the advice to leave my ex alone, and I didn't want to let him go, so I kept holding on, and he ended up just hurting my heart and breaking my heart over and over and over again. And then I finally had to learn, like, sometimes people have to really hurt you deep down for you to finally get it. Like, yeah, he really doesn't care about me, and I finally get it now. But don't be hard on yourself. You're a lover, and I am a lover. I love hard, and I've always just wanted to be loved. So it had been hard for me to accept rejection, because that's all I've ever wanted. I didn't get it from my family, and I was looking for love always. And so it was always like hard for me to accept it. Like, damn, like, and it made me question myself. Like, I know it made you feel like, why am I not good enough? But I was always good enough. Those people who didn't want to love me, they just weren't right for me, and they weren't my people. They weren't meant for me. They were too, whatever. That's their life, their story. But I'm not going to let the way they treat me make me feel like I'm a horrible person, I'm a bad person. I'm a great person. I love myself, and I'm worthy of love, of healthy, functional love. Okay, if you know you're a good person, you mean well, you don't go around hurting people, you're not going around causing havoc, just bringing people down. If you're a good person, you deserve good things. And don't let nobody make you feel differently. Good people deserve good things. And sometimes we are dealt a bad hand of cards, but that doesn't mean you don't deserve good things, okay? Life is just complicated sometimes. Sometimes we don't understand it, even while we're going through it. Sometimes we gotta look at it from the other side of being fully healed to really get why you were going through that stuff. And a lot of stuff still won't make sense to me. Like, I know, I do believe there's a reason for like a lot of things, but sometimes there's some reasons that I don't think I'll ever understand, and it's okay. Life is a big mystery. Like, we showed up, we were born one day, we don't know how we got here, and we're gonna be out of here one day, and we don't know how we're gonna go out. It's just life. Life is exciting, but it's very mysterious. And you just gotta keep living your best life, being your best self. And if you can, if you're in a good place, try to take good advice, you know, if you're ready for it. And don't let anybody make you feel bad because you didn't take their advice. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. We got to learn on our own time. There was a bunny over here somewhere. If you guys are in my life, sometimes you'll see that I'm always talking about this one bunny rabbit that hops around. Somebody said he's a wild bunny. I don't know the difference between a bunny rabbit, and a wild bunny. I don't know. I think bunny rabbit is the same thing, but I don't know why I'm saying bunny rabbit. It's just a rabbit. But is there a difference between bunny and rabbit, or is it the same thing? And I always wonder, is there a difference between bunny, rabbit, and hare? I'm gonna Google that. I don't have my extra phone out here with me, but if you know the answer to that, I know I'm random right now, but if you know the answer to that, let me know. Just let me know. But it's such a nice day out. It's such a nice day out. I hope tomorrow's gonna be nice too, because I'm trying to be outside. If you're in the chat, you know, speak up, let me know how you doing, and give this live a like. The smell of this food is distracting me. It smells like it's barbecue, but it's like burned barbecue. Let me double check to make sure it's nothing in my home that's burning. I smell something. You smell something that's burning? You smell it? That's burning? You like the ice cream? I was surprised you were eating it because you really don't eat it. Do you like it or you don't? You do that again? Yeah, yeah. So don't buy that one again. Try another one. I know you so well. I knew. I was like, when I see you not tearing it up, when it's not finished, I know. I know what I'm saying. I know when you really like something. That's when you don't. You were like, no, I'm gonna eat it. Yeah. I'm like, I know you. I gave birth to you, girl. Yeah, yeah. It's okay. I get it. That's. But remember, I tried to get you to get that, and you was like, no, I want to try to. I think you didn't want to try to do it. So why you didn't tell me to get it before? What happened before? But why you didn't get it instead of this one? What's that shirt? They tell me you walk into. What's that one place you go shop at? What does it say on there? I'm still live. Hold on. Hello, everyone. If you're in the live, give me a like. Today's topic is, what's the best advice that you didn't take? Let me know. Share it with me. What does it say on there? Let me flip this over because I don't want the bugs to come in. I'm over here talking with the door open. It says what? So you gotta even know what it's saying? How are you feeling? Are you gonna keep drinking water? What about the cough drops? Keep your throat. Don't make your throat get dry. I'm telling you. And I'm mad I didn't get no humidifier, but you have to get one. But you gotta keep your throat moist. Please. Guzzle, guzzle, guzzle. How much water do you drink today? Okay, we need to drink another one. Drink another one before the night is over. I'm gonna be on here for like another 15 minutes. You said, did you let me talk to you yet? You just you can't stand him. Hello, 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 and how are you? Anybody in the chat want to speak up? Don't let me talk to myself, guys. Don't let me talk to myself, everyone. Speak on up. How is your Friday going? What do you have planned for the weekend? And like I said, today's topic is, what's the best advice that you didn't take? I'm sure, a lot of us have been given good advice and we didn't take it. But at the time, you didn't know it was good advice. You thought, it wasn't good advice. Maybe you thought the person was hating, or maybe you thought you had a better idea. It's a lot of reasons why we don't take good advice. Don't beat yourself up. You live and you learn. That's all you can do in life, is live and learn. Live and learn. I'm trying to have you guys see the best view. I have macaroni and cheese. What do you want to eat for dinner? I haven't. I bought some. But what do you want to eat though? Kraft macaroni and cheese. The Blue Box Blues. Yeah, don't mind me. That's an old song. But I got the Kraft plant-based version. I didn't get the original part. It was cheaper. It was on sale. I didn't get Andy's. Andy's was tripping with the price. But I'll make it up. I'll make it not taste good. I'll zhuzh it up. You know me. I always try to add stuff to it. I try not to make it just plain how they put it in the box. Are you okay? Yeah. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it this time. I'll try to get it soon, but I didn't. We had went to the store late last night because I didn't want it. That thing, you got him hooked on that thing now. Yeah, he wanted that. I was shocked, but it's like, I think he was just bored and was like, oh, let me try it. I didn't even think he would try it. I never would have thought. I never would have thought he would have tried it. He likes it. He likes it. He's been asking since you left. He's been asking me for days. And I was like, okay, I don't want to go. It was dark. And I was like, okay, well, I did promise you, so I'm gonna take you. So we went to the store and got that. And a couple of the noodles. But yeah, you like it. I love the s'mores. But he likes s'mores though. Think about it. He likes s'mores. All right, I'll let you. What are you watching? I said, what are you watching? Who? Okay. You don't know it? It's. Give me a second. Yeah, I'll get back to you because I can't remember if it's his email or mine. Sometimes you're trying to get a good deal. You got to switch it up with the email. I'll get back with you. I should be doing soon. All right. I thought I adjusted it though for yours. I didn't adjust it. All right. Hello, everyone. If you're joining the live stream, please give me a like and answer the question of the day. What's the best advice that you didn't take? I'm trying to think. Other than what I told you already about a relationship advice from someone that I didn't take, I was too hurt and not unhealed to listen to the person who was telling me to leave my ex alone. That's like the only advice that was really good that I can think of. I have been giving good advice also about other things, but I wasn't ready. Like I think certain things were like, "Oh, you should buy this," and I didn't buy it because I wasn't ready. Like, if you're financially not ready to buy a certain thing, like a big ticket item, get involved in a huge financial commitment, you're just not ready. So yeah, those are other advice that I've been given, good advice, but sometimes you're just not ready for that financial responsibility. So I don't really feel too bad about those. Um, but yeah, it was good advice. Like I wish another good advice, I wish I bought a house a long time ago before all, this inflation and before it became a seller's market. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have bought a house when it was a buyer's market, when things were just better. But you don't know. You don't know. You live and you learn. And at the end of the day, as long as you have somewhere to live, you have somewhere to lay your head. There's so many people who are homeless, or they're, staying with friends and family. They don't have a place to call their own. Whether you live in a house, a condo, an apartment, a mansion, a townhome, a RV, as long as you have somewhere that you feel comfortable, you feel safe, that's all you can ask for. And if you're not in a safe situation, please reach out for resources. You can call 211. It's a local resource line, or it's a resource line, 211. Also, if you're having any suicidal thoughts or going through a crisis, you can call or text 988. But I say 211 could help you. It's a resource line. It's different things they can help you with: housing, getting food or whatever. There's so many things out there. Shout out to Google. Just Google it. If there's something that you need, get into Google, because there's so much information out there. It is a lot of information out there, but again, if you're not ready to take in information, the information is pretty much pointless. You know what I'm saying? You can be given so much good advice, but if you're not ready for that good advice, there's nothing that you can do about it. Mental health is really important. Like, self-esteem is so important. When you have high self-esteem and when you are like mentally stable, it puts you in a better place for hearing things, for understanding things. But when you're like closed off because you're so focused on your trauma, your past, you're not going to be able to like receive, you know, good things, good advice, or even constructive criticism. You're going to see everything as like an attack or hate or jealousy, when some people are really just looking out for you, but you don't understand that at the time. And that's okay. You'll learn eventually, hopefully. There's some people who never learn. But if you can learn early, do that. It's better to learn early than late. But look, it's better late than never at the same time, right? Sometimes we're old fools. I love this tree right here. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. You can see it a little bit. I love trees. If you know me, you know I love trees. Look at this tree right here. I love this big old tree. I don't know what kind of tree it is. It's like a regular pine tree, I guess. Absolutely love this tree. Look at it. Love, love, love this tree. Ugh, beautiful. I'm trying to make y'all see the whole tree, but it's kind of hard. I want to get a microphone so when I do, I talked about It's gonna get colder and colder, and I'm not gonna be able to go. I'm not gonna always get to be outside. So I'm gonna get a microphone so that when I'm inside, I can actually still have the phone pointed out to the patio. You guys can see the scenery, and I'll have a microphone on me. Shout out to Embracing Life, who gave me the advice to get a microphone. I had considered getting a microphone before, but I was like, no, what do I need one for? But I need one. So I'm gonna get a microphone, and I can be able to talk to you guys. You will be able to hear me, so I won't have to feel like I'm yelling or I'm sounding like I'm from a distance. So definitely gonna invest in that. I'm glad I have my tripod, and now I just need a microphone. It's always something to get. It's always something to get. Like, I've seen a lot of people with microphones in their videos, and I just never like dawned on me to get one. I'm like, oh, the audio on my phone is fine, but no, it's not fine. It's only so much the audio on your phone could pick up. And I have an iPhone 14, and I'm not tech savvy at all. And I think I even got this phone wet by accident one time. So it might not even be in the best situation. But there's an app that Apple has that it helps you blow out or get the water out of your phone. It does like an internal blow, like it goes like whoo, and then the water come. Anyways, if you know what I'm talking about, let me know. But I did use the app to get the water out, and my phone has been working fine. But to this day, I wonder, like, was the audio affected because of when I got it wet? I wonder. And I wonder, who wrote the book of love? I'm so random. I'm telling you, I sing anything and everything, okay? I'm always singing. Love it, love it, love it. Singing has got me through so much. Nobody can shut me up when it comes to singing. Whether you like how I'm singing or you don't, baby. I am gonna sing, okay? Singing was my friend. Singing has saved my life. It's so freeing and exhilarating, and it helps relieve stress. I'm gonna like really research the benefits of singing, but singing is awesome. Whether you have a great voice or not, like, just sing. You know, it's such a good pick-me-up in a way to express yourself. And it's like another way to breathe, you know what I'm saying? You know, breathing is very helpful for making yourself feel better. You know, like deep breaths, like so singing just another way to breathe and express and get it out, you know? That's why when singers sing, they do like do re mi fa sol, you know, just it's just a breathing exercise. Singing is like a really good breathing exercise. Look at the birds. I wish y'all could see the birds are on the other side, and I didn't get a chance to point the camera on them. I'm gonna be getting off live soon. If you joined the live, shout out to you. I appreciate it. Whether you were here from the beginning, the middle, or the end. Shout out to Christina again for your comments and engaging with my live chat. I really appreciate you. And also, hi. Thank you for interacting. It's appreciated. Look at the birds. Look at the birds. Oh, those are I think those are the geese. Those are geese. But yeah, I'm gonna come off in like another minute. Once again, thank you so much for joining my live stream. Whether you were in the live or you're watching the playback, I appreciate it. Thank you for your continued... Ooh, the dog. That dog doesn't want me to talk. Thank you for your continued support of my channel. Please continue to watch my videos in full. Please continue to watch my lives in full. That helps me with That helps my channel. Anyway, please like, comment, share. Anyway, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I really appreciate your support. And I will see you in another live, another video, another short, whatever it is. Stay tuned for me. Thanks.